Today I'm going to take a look at the ServeGate EdgeForce, which is a terrible name for a very purple product. This is a one-use server that's meant for, I don't even know. I've Googled it and it said it was both a VPN and a firewall. Maybe it's both. Maybe you have to pay to unlock certain features. I don't know. I know the software is just like ancient and it requires 200 different licenses to enable every little tiny thing on it. Not even gonna boot it up. I've actually had this for a while. I just didn't get around to tearing it down. On the front, USB port, console port, serial. It has 3 network ports. I think they're gigabit, but they might actually be 100 base T. Internal DMZ and external, implying that it is a firewall. On the back, Flex ATX power supply, very common in one-use servers, and 2 40mm fans. These are removable, and I've seen this design before, where it's actually not just the fans. It is a whole dual drive sled. Inside it, I had to put it back because I was taking a look at the CF card. 128 meg CF card. And then there's just like a 20 gig hard drive. And that's it. It's an old parallel ATA drive. And yeah, it's just a removable module with a hard drive. On the inside, we can see how ancient and useless this thing is in terms of reusing this as something more modern, like running pfSense on it. Although pfSense probably could technically run on this. It's an embedded motherboard. It uses some crazy embedded connector on the front to hook up the Ethernet ports. The power supply is at least standard. Looks like it's a Pentium 3 would be my guess. Oh god, it's a Celeron. Yeah, it's an ancient Celeron. Whole bunch of electrolytic caps that are probably all dead by now. And you just have the back plane for connecting the module. Looks like it's a VIA made custom board. I say custom, I think this is some kind of standardized form factor because I've seen these in other systems before, but it's nothing that you could use in a normal case. I mean, look where the PCI slot is. Regular PCI, not PCI Express. Of course, it has a wide range of connections, be it floppy drive, ID, or even 2.5-inch ID if you have a laptop drive, a single stick of 512 megabytes of PC133 SD RAM, and a Coppermine Celeron running at a whopping 733 megahertz. But yeah, I mean, the board's pretty standard for an embedded system, but it seems like it's old even for this design. I did notice that this motherboard has a little dangly thermistor on it to get the temperature inside the case. Isn't that cute? The pin headers on the front are merely to connect to all the front I/O. Hilariously, the serial port fell apart when I disconnected it. There's a small PCB that has all the indicator lights and the reset button, and it just connects to the motherboard. And other than that, there's not really much in here. Like I said, it's a pretty ancient system. Dates to the late 90s. The 3 onboard Intel network controllers are in fact only 100 base T. 30-day evaluation unit? So maybe this is straight from the company. Power supply was 135 watt, made by Emacs. Not a very interesting product. I kind of knew this going in. I think this came with something else when I bought it. That, or it was like $10 with free shipping. I can't remember because I got this so long ago and it's just been kind of sitting around. Nothing really of value in it. I mean, the hard drive you can pop on eBay. IDE drives don't really sell that often anymore. Oh my god, they stuck another thermistor underneath the CPU to get CPU temperature because the CPU doesn't have internal temperature monitoring.